Okay.
That was too fast.
I feel very rushed this
Fast.
morning.
Yeah. Slow down.
It's like up until the last second, and then I said to John I was like, even if this was a good day with good weather and good roads, I'd still be late. He was outside doing chores, and it took longer than usual because the ground was slippery, and I didn't help him because I was inside trying to finish up all the teacher school gifts because those have to be taken down.
The teacher school gifts?
Like Christmas little thank yous for all the teachers at my kids' school. So I was doing that, and so John was out solo choring, and
how civilized. Oh, look, there's a knot in my
I
cord.
see that. That's super upsetting to
Gonna
me.
have
My
to
OCD can't deal with it.
Look, I'll do this. I could go through the
You could actually
loop.
step through that loop,
I could.
maybe.
I wonder if I could do that.
Although that doesn't seem like a wise idea. That probably would be better to just take off your headphones and untangle them.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
Just for
Okay.
you, because I know I don't want to upset you.
I know.
There we
I
go.
just.
Yeah, how's that? Feel better? Feel good?
Do you think I thought OCD was maybe something you could kind of like outgrow, but I think maybe I'm worse as I get older. Or if I don't have enough magnesium, I get much worse.
Yeah, you're not going to outgrow it. Forget that.
No,
it's
I don't
not
think
going to
I
happen.
don't think I am.
Because it's kind of fun. You kind of like it.
No.
Yes, you do.
Well,
That good
I
feeling
like things.
when
I like things to be orderly.
Well, when I just did that, didn't that feel great?
Yeah.
See? So you're not going to give it up.
That's true. It is kind of a way to fit. Like you can.
It's an endorphin generator.
You feel accomplished when you fix a little thing. But the stupid thing is those things that I'm always wanting to fix aren't real things. Like they don't really matter in the grand scheme of the world. So
That's why they're
at
so
3 o'clock in the
important.
morning, if you think about all the things that you've made right that day, they were like not real things.
Well,
You know,
then
like
don't think
untangling a
about it.
knot or something.
Just go to bed with the satisfaction. Just don't think about what it was that satisfied you.
Okay.
That you feel satisfied.
All right,
It's very linear. I love mundane things that just,
I had like a humongous freak out this week because, first of all, I don't know why my insomnia was really bad this week. Like I could not sleep. I could not sleep like any evening. There was something weird, like, bleh. And then I like never make efforts to like look cute, which is like every once in a while I like freak out and I say, I just have to look cute. Like why?
Why cute?
I just like nice. Like I want to go out with like looking nice.
Snappy.
Yeah.
Put together.
Like I care, Sometimes
think of some other adjectives that would describe how you want to look sometimes.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe like the word sophisticated doesn't really work because I don't really care about that. I don't know. But anyway, I made
Casually stylish.
Yeah, stylish and I don't know. Not trendy.
Like you care about yourself.
Yeah, I guess like
That you combed your hair.
I honor my body and myself enough to like put its best face forward, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I did that one day. I like dressed super adorably in the cutest thing that I could find and went to like a couple holiday parties that we had to go to. And then later, and I really felt like happy all day. I felt like I look cute. I'm well dressed for once, and I'm not wearing like mucked up Carhartts or my boots. Like I just felt like it was kind of a pain because I was wearing heels and I had to walk down someone's like icy driveway, and I was like, oh, this is why I don't do this. This is why this is a stupid idea. But still, I was fine. And then I got really annoyed because when I got into the person's party, we all had to take off our shoes. And when you're like walking around in tights in someone's house, it takes away from your fancy feeling immediately. But anyway, the point is, I was momentarily happy because I thought I looked superb. Well, not superb, but
dapper.
As good as Emily can look, right? And then later, a bunch of people who had happened to take pictures at these events posted pictures on Facebook, and I flipped out because I looked dowdy and fat and like, I don't know if it was a light or whatever, but like I had eye bags and jowls and like
eye bags.
It was so bad.
Not
and every
that.
picture, my mouth was
Anything
like
but
hanging
eye
open
bags.
or my eyes were squished into little puffy, like little pig eyes.
Wow.
And my hair looked stringy, and I thought, like, wow, when I thought I made the effort to look as good as I can, I actually looked like a hideous hag. And so I freaked out. This was a stupid thing to freak out about, but I hadn't slept, and I just started freaking out, saying, wow, when I put every effort to look good, I still look bad. And I, like, literally lost it and I was just, like, inconsolable for quite a while.
Gosh. I wish you'd called me. I don't know. I would
Poor
have.
John. I kept waking him up because I was like, I'm so ugly.
What is this whole thing about ugliness?
I don't know.
I get that too.
In the
I
light
get
of
the
day,
ugly,
I am
ugly
not
thing.
too like upset about it. But you know when you're tired and it seems like everything is the biggest deal ever. Like,
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, the lesson here is that you're just going to the wrong holiday parties. I
need people who can take a good picture.
I went to my annual holiday party
Yeah.
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, the one you weren't invited to.
No, I'm invited to it.
Oh, what about that one that you're not invited to, but you're going to crash?
Oh yeah, I'm going to crash that. It's New Year's Eve. I'm going to crash
that's
that
New
one.
Year. Okay, good, great. Okay.
No, this is everybody on the street gets invited except for one bad family.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
yeah, yeah, it was good. I had a very interesting time. A lot of interesting things happened. I met this neighbor that lives past me, like on the fourth class part.
What?
Of the
I didn't
road.
know anyone really lived past you. I thought there were just some like camps out there.
No, there's some people really living out there.
How did they
This
get there?
guy-
How? They can't drive.
Yeah, they can, because Herb plows it. Herb plows it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It never, when I come to your house, it doesn't ever look like that is plowed. Do they
What?
just like baja it through until it gets real bad and then someone plows it? I think it didn't look
No,
plowed
it's-
when I came the other day.
Well, you just hit it at a bad time. So I met the
remember.
guy. He's got a lot of tattoos. I mean, he's got a lot of tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
How do you know?
Like a
Was he
lot.
naked?
No, you could see it coming out of his shirt and in his chest and on his head. Like, you know,
Head tattoos are not a good
when
idea.
people are sort of a little bald and then they put some tattoos there. That
Well-
tends to scare me just a little bit. I'm not prejudiced. I think tattoos are fine, but on the bald
head tattoos
areas
seem-
of a head,
Because you had to sit in a chair and let someone like slam you in your head with a needle, and that seems like
and it's really committing to that hairless condition, like alopecia, right?
well, what was that? There was a movie, like a fashion industry movie about this supermodel who had cancer, and she had her whole head tattooed while she had cancer.
Yeah.
And when her hair grew back, of course, you could never see it.
Oh,
But like,
it didn't inhibit the hair growth.
I don't
A
think
tattoo
so.
seems like tattoos might damage.
But then
something.
later on, when she was a supermodel and she had to do some really cutting edge runway thing, she shaved her head so that people could see her tattoos that were left over from when she had cancer.
That's kind of cool.
Which that was cool because you could, it was like hidden. It was totally hidden.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about going to a holiday party like once a year
Yeah.
is that you can sort of catch up on some gossip that, because we're all rugged individualists out here in the sticks, we kind of miss out on some of the gossip that we could have had. It's not as readily available to people like me because we're just not in the loop. So you go to the party and you learn some stuff.
Oh.
And I learned some stuff. I did.
You can expose it all on the radio right now.
Well, yeah, I learned about there's this other neighbor who wasn't there at the party. And I
Yeah.
learned about why his PTSD might be triggered by children and old people. This is
probably
pretty
not-
interesting.
Not what. Well,
Well, I'd
I'd never
even thought
I'm
about
triggered
it.
sometimes by children and old people. No, not really.
That's why you spend so much time with children and at nursing homes, right? Because
I'm
you're so
not triggered by
them.
children and old people.
Yeah, no, this was an interesting hypothesis, which I think had a lot of accuracy in it.
Well, children are very loud.
Yeah, it's not about that.
I felt bad because this past weekend we went to Clog at the Veterans Place in Northfield, which is like it's a home where homeless veterans stay to get back on their feet and to like re-enter society and find jobs and stuff like that. But one of the it was actually funny because we were clogging in this sort of basement room with a tiled floor, and it was really loud. And clogs
yeah.
are like gunshots.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started, like all the vets were being like super polite and they liked us, but I could see some of them wincing because
it hurt.
It was like painfully loud, and I tried to get my dancers to dance softly.
with their tap shoes.
But it was loud and
that's
echoey
hard.
down there.
I've been there. I think I've been there. There's a nursing home in Randolph,
No, this was in Northfield.
Oh, okay, because I played at a nursing home once in Randolph that had a really clattery floor, too.
Yeah. No, we do that one all the time.
We might have had a clogger with us.
And we just coat our feet with duct tape to deaden the sound a little.
Oh, there you go.
But
duct tape.
It didn't do anything in this room. This was like really loud. But one of our songs is the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of like, I didn't even think about it until one little 8-year-old girl came to me and said afterward, and she was like, Emily, you're giving them flashbacks. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure none of them fought in the Battle of New Orleans, but point taken, Sylvia.
Yeah, that's a smart kid there.
She was very smart. She was indignant with me. Like, she was glaring at me for the whole song, and I couldn't figure out why. And later she said, like, we're giving them flashbacks. And I was like...
Yeah. It's very sensitive.
It was sensitive of her.
Well, so I finally figured out something at the party that it took me years to figure this out. It took me years to figure out that the dog has the same name as one of the people who come to the party. So you have to be careful what you say. Like I was walking past the dog and I started to like gush over the dog and, call it by name.
Yeah.
And the other buddy turned around, like, because I think he thought I was talking to him, but I was talking to the dog. So I figured out you can't really talk to the dog in proximity to the other. They're both named Buddy.
Nobody's named Buddy.
Yeah, they are.
No human is
Maybe
named.
None of your friends.
Can't be his
I
real
have
name.
2 friends named Buddy.
I have a cousin named Buddy, but that's not really his name. His real name is Shane. But so is his dad, so they just call him Buddy instead.
Oh. Well, those cookies that we made.
Yeah.
Remember the cookies that we
do?
baked? The
5 or 6 hours of cookies that kept coming and coming.
That was a time warp, by the way.
That was weird.
I think if we checked our watches, we would see that we were missing like a whole block of time.
I don't know
because
what we did.
Fell into a time warp. There was like too much dough. It was more.
We doubled the recipe, but, it shouldn't have been.
It was more than.
It was way more than what they said it was going to be.
Yeah, we didn't, and you kept adding flour. You kept adding flour. Like, you could have added as much flour as you wanted, and it would still never get done. It would never be done. And the cookies kept coming out of the oven. It was like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, where they keep chopping.
I burned a few trays, or we would have had like
the
cookies
buckets
forever.
are coming,
I know.
and the cookies are coming out of the oven, and they keep coming, and they keep coming, and it's getting later and later. But anyway, those cookies, and we put them in the Chinese food containers, right? Yeah. Yep. So I brought 3 of those to the holiday party, and I had name tags on them because I was going to give them sort of to my closest neighbors, and ended up that I saw this other guy, and I thought, oh shoot, I should have
peeled the name tag off.
I ripped it off. Because she wasn't there. She decided not to come because I think she might have a conflict with the guy with tattoos.
Okay.
So I ripped it off and I said, here, Will, I just ripped the tag off this. This was for Hannah, but I'm going to give it to you.
That was super. You probably should have left that last sentence off and just been like, here, Will, Merry Christmas.
I'm not that slick.
Disclaimer. My mom always does a disclaimer whenever she gives us something. She says, "Oh, you're not going to like this. This isn't very good. I got it for free at it." Like she always, she doesn't need to do that, and we always laugh because as soon as we start opening something, we know.
Yeah.
We're waiting for mom to be like, "Oh, this is nothing good."
Right. This isn't the kind you wanted, but
she can't do that this year because we had decided to do no gifts for all adults. So she won't be able to like tell us how shitty her gift. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that word.
Right,
her gift was when she isn't going to give us any. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Will had his cookies.
Yeah, Will got cookies.
We forgot to introduce our show.
Oh,
as usual.
Let's do it.
Go ahead.
Hey. Yeah. Let's see. This is WFVR.
Some other station has our same call numbers because I was listening in the car recently.
They're not numbers. They're letters. W is a letter. F and U and V.
I guess. That's
R.
not a... No, that's a V. There's no U. There's no U. It's WFVR. There's no
it's
U.
W.
You said a W. U.
WFVR. Get it? It's a little confusing. It's 5 letters instead of 4.
That is.
But not really. It's a trick. It's an illusion.
Now you've screwed everyone.
96.5. This is... I can't say...
Royalton Community Radio. We broadcast live, and our show is called 11th Hour Radio with Christina Stikos and Emily Howe, and whatever our call letters are, WFER, LP.
Yeah.
96.5.
Yeah.
Is that all we have to say?
I think so.
Great.
I think so. Yeah. So I think
this rain is not cool. You know, like we were supposed to go skiing. We're supposed to go skiing now, and it's yucky.
Yeah, you're not gonna go skiing.
No,
I don't think.
No,
this is a day for ice cleats.
This is not.
And guess
good.
what I found out today?
What?
The hard way. I found out that my left boot has a hole in the bottom.
Oh, did it
so my left
seep in
sock
and
is
make you all
completely
wet?
soaked now.
Are these your? Yep.
These are my favorite boots.
But
What am I
they're
going to
cracked.
do?
You're gonna have to.
Where am I going to find another pair of rubber boots that have tulips all over them?
Probably at the same place you found these ones.
Yeah.
I think they still have
Lebanon Farm Supply.
Yep.
Okay.
Here comes a train.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute.
The Santa train is coming in the rain. I don't understand why your headphones are so long and mine are so short. Your cord, like you can walk around the room and I'm tethered to this spot.
Because I give you the crappy ones. Yours have a coil. The ones without the coil are longer. But listen, quiet now.
Okay.
Hush. It's the Christmas train. There goes Santa. Wow, it actually was going chugga 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 today.
I know.
It was making
it. Weird.
It was like showing off.
I wonder if the rain and the wetness on the tracks make it noisier or something. Someone put a really cool train video on your page. Who was it? Was it Paul?
Martha.
It was nice. I watched
I love
it.
that the Canadian
all lit up.
Canadian train.
Everything
with
Canadian
all
is
the lights.
better.
I love that thing. You know, it's beautiful. It's as beautiful in the daytime as it is at night. They both have a special kind of flair.
I love Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Did you put your Christmas bush up?
No.
Christina.
I will, I promise.
Why did we kill that bush for nothing?
I know. I felt guilty. I went to sleep last night feeling guilty.
You
like
should.
we
Put
killed
up your
that tree.
Christmas
No,
bush.
but we were thinning the forest because we thinned. Remember, there were
but
the
now
tree.
it's sitting sad and depressed
No,
on your
but I
porch and it
took-
wants to come in and be loved.
Look, if I had just been thinning the forest, that would have been fine. You would not have felt sorry for that tree. It just would have gone into the burn
You've
pile.
given it hope that it's going to be a Christmas
It is.
tree.
I just have been so incredibly busy. I can't, there's not enough time in the day, which is so weird because when we were baking cookies, there was extra time.
We should have put
I
it
could
up.
have taken some of
We
that
totally
extra
should have
time.
just put it up that night just to get it done with.
Well, you suggested it, but I could tell John wanted to get home. He
He just didn't want to do chores late, but
Of course, I totally understand that. So I felt sorry. Like, no, you guys should
okay.
not stay and help me put up this twig.
we should have just put him to sleep on your couch and he would have been happy. Like if he gets a nap anytime, he's like ecstatic. Like that's his favorite thing in the world
But
is
then
naps.
and we made him ice the cookies.
That's true. I think he didn't mind. I think he liked to ice the cookies.
Yeah, he was good at it.
Yeah.
He liked those little
I found out-
hot.
I know those
What are
like
they, cinnamon?
19-year-old expired cinnamon
Yeah,
candies.
all my cookie decorations are from when my kids were toddlers. I mean, so that's like 23, 25, 23.
Good thing we're telling people that after they've eaten them.
I ate them. I ate the whole, the extra tin.
Yes.
I ate the whole thing.
Nice.
Like practically in one sitting, maybe in two.
They were pretty good actually.
You
I was shocked at how good they were. I thought they were going to be hard and icky.
That's right. That's what you thought.
They were
But I'm
pretty
going to
good.
tell you that they were fantastic. And I am not a religious zealot. I am a kind of a zealot, but not a religious zealot. You know what I mean?
Oh, a cookie of some cookie
I'm
religion.
enthusiastic, and very strongly so,
I
and
found-
with kind of mission driven.
Out later, you know how you guys were gobbing on the frosting with like little knives and spoons?
I thought you were going to say gobbing on, like we were chitter chattering.
Oh no,
You guys
that's
were
gabbing.
gobbing on.
That's gab.
But yeah,
Anyway, you're supposed to put the frosting in one of those like squirty little mustard.
that's too much to wash. You just use a spoon. I got a
I know,
small,
but you can like pipe it on that
But
way.
I
We should've-
progressively
I
got-
just didn't think.
I found the smallest spoon I had, okay?
did.
It
was
was
like
like
a
a
doll
spoon
spoon.
for trolls.
Okay.
I haven't fed my trolls in
Like
a long
internet
time.
trolls. It's a spoon for internet trolls.
No, we have different kinds of trolls besides internet trolls that some of us who are old enough can remember them. They were plastic.
And naked.
Naked? What is that? Is that like taking a vacay?
It's like not wearing any clothes.
I never heard that before. That's weird.
That's because I just made it up.
Okay.
I'm
man.
that cool and cutting edge. We have a troll on our sideboard. He has purple hair. The kids have done a lot of things to its hair with some mousse that they've got out of the bathroom. Hair
that's
mousse.
fun. See, as some of mine,
and then they have
don't
to
know.
wet it and get it out again.
My kids at some point started cutting the hair off the trolls.
Oh no, that's just
cruel.
cruel.
I looked at my troll collection quite recently, in fact, and many of the trolls were they had crew cuts, which just isn't right.
No, that's like taking a troll's magic from it.
Yeah.
You know, I think at the fabric store you can get little puffs of that fake fur. You can probably put it back on.
Put it back?
Yeah, I think so.
I might try that.
I mean, if it's
it
something
upsets
that's
me.
really...
It's that OCD thing.
Yeah,
if your trolls had their hair in crew cuts, you would feel like you could not go on with your life, peacefully.
That's very true, Christina.
Okay, time for a song.
All right.
Let's see. I have a song here called "After All You Say," and I think this is Dayve Huckett.
Huckett.
So let's see. We gotta press that button, and here we go.
After all you say, after all you do. You say we've said these words before, these exact same words. The fact that I am here at all makes you the lucky one. I learned to live without you, but you didn't like me gone. So back into my life you came. All is still the same. All is still the same. A not so rich musician with a CD on the way, full of hopes and dreams and blessings counted every day, with a daughter and 2 sons that feed me more each day. You don't want my children in your house, there's just no way. No, there's just no way. You say we've said these words before, these exact same words. The fact that I am here at all makes you the lucky one. After all you say, after all you do. Sun, moon, another day are gone. Sun, moon,
Davey Huckett.
Huckett. I want to apologize for my sweater today. I know that it's an old lady sweater. I just grabbed it, and
It's an ugly Christmas sweater.
it's not a
No,
Christmas
it's
sweater.
not ugly. I just said that because
It's pretty ugly. It's like an
I don't know,
elderly.
it's just-
It's like an elderly lady
it's
relative.
buff.
It passed me down this bag of clothes, and this
Don't
was in
call
it,
me
and
a
I
bag of clothes.
Not you. You aren't elderly or technically a relative. And I can't see you wearing this ever. This is like an elderly suburban lady's sweater.
Well, better you than me, I
know.
guess. But it, it reminds me. It's one of those colors that doesn't really have.
A name.
It's hard to
Like
pinpoint
washed
it.
out blue, but not.
Yeah. Well, so I asked my friend Ben the other day, like, what color would you call my car?
Your
And
car
he
is-
said buff.
No, that's my cat's name, and he is more yellow than that.
Well, I didn't even.
Buff is like a skin color.
I didn't even think. No.
Your
No,
car
I didn't
is like
think. I didn't think buff was a thing. Like I didn't know what buff
champagne.
was. Do you understand how complex the word buff is? How multifaceted?
Buff to me is a light skin, verging on white color.
Okay, that's reasonable. I mean, if you look it up, which of course I did, it says a pale light or moderate yellowish pink to yellow.
Yeah, it's like washed out apricot.
Yeah, but my car is green.
No,
So
your
why do
car
you call
isn't.
it buff?
Your car's not green.
It is green.
No.
Stop it. Okay,
I
so
always thought your
buff.
car was like a light gold.
Let me
but
just tell
I
you-
guess it's more like
Let me just tell you about Buff, because Buff is
silvery
weird.
gray. Buff is my cat.
No, but what?
One of my cats' name is Buff.
No,
and he is an
what?
apricot-y
Named
colored.
after what? The color?
Yeah,
See, but Buff, it's a soft, thick, undyed leather
he's like that too.
made chiefly from the skins of buffalo, elk, or oxen.
Oh, dear.
Buff. Did you know that?
I not the skin part, but we started calling him that when he was still in the litter with his mama cat because we were trying to tell them apart, and we said, "Oh, we want the yellow one and the buff colored one," and then we just kept calling it Buff. or
Okay,
Buffy.
but get this.
What?
This. You're a buff. You're a cheese buff. Get it?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a cheese buff.
Yes, or history buff is another word.
Yeah, but there's more
Phrase.
to buff. Buff is also, it refers to a B-52 Stratofortress long-range strategic bomber. Yeah?
One of John's search histories this week was what does an F-35 cost,
Oh.
which I believe is some sort of stealth plane. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why he was looking it up. Maybe
There's lots of weird stuff in the sky.
Christmas gift for someone.
There's this great YouTube channel called Evolutionary. What is it called? Evolutionary something. And this guy follows weather and geological stuff that's going on and UFOs and all kinds of weird
I
things.
hate UFOs.
Well, I know you hate them personally, but there's some reason why you hate them. And I think that's the more important issue here is like, why would you hate them? Have you had some contact with them? You have some
No.
negative experiences?
I just don't have room for them in my life, so I wish they would stop.
I'm not sure you can hold this one back.
Well, did you know Buff is also a kind of chicken, like a Buff Orrington?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's also an enthusiastic fire watcher.
No.
Sorry, I misread this. It says an enthusiastic fire watcher from the buff-colored uniforms worn by volunteer firemen in New York City.
What?
I don't know. I don't
That
get
makes
this.
zero
This
sense.
is like don't use the internet ever. It's the worst place to get information. Except everything is there. It's
know.
so contradictory.
You have to
it's
be
like
really
all the
smart
worst.
though to get actual information off the internet because you gotta weed out what is actually real.
Yeah,
and
but you
not
got to
real.
try because the fake news is fake. So
Yeah.
you have to go and just throw in your lot with YouTube, which is the people's channel. I hate to say it because it takes a lot of time to figure it out.
It's hard unless you've grown up with the internet too, because wasn't I just telling you how my friend's older mom doesn't understand how to like filter out what could and couldn't possibly be real on the internet? So she's
Yeah.
always saying, the iPad told me this and the iPad told me that. And it makes my friend so frustrated because
It's kind of accurate though.
she like believes everything that the iPad tells her.
Well, she'll get burned. She'll get
But
burned
she's
one of
older,
these days.
so she didn't she didn't grow up with the internet. So
Sure.
it's like they think it's the encyclopedia now, like the new. This is
Well, kids have to learn that too, because I think my kids, they were on that cusp of the internet just coming in and being involved with schoolwork, and so they had to figure out that you can't just Google something.
right.
You can't just cut and paste from the internet and figure out your teacher's going to like it.
I think the only reason that I didn't get sucked in was because I've been a reporter, so that there's rules about how many times you check the facts of things. And like
that's called journalism.
So
there's not a lot of that anymore either.
If you do that on the internet, you'll find like 3 different totally complete answers. And so it's interesting.
Well, it's kind of exciting and depressing all at once.
I know.
It's a package deal,
It is.
So let's just forge on, is what I say. And there's a lot of practical stuff going on. Like, for example, all right, you noticed my dog house that was sitting in my driveway?
Yes, I did
Well,
notice
it
that,
got
actually.
dragged there because when we were stacking wood in my wood shed, I said, oh, could you guys help me just move this dog house? Because I'm going to put it on Craigslist and I'm going to get rid of it. So let's put it in the driveway.
Yeah.
Famous last words. Let's put it in the driveway, right? Well, then it started to snow in November and the whole thing just got like plowed in.
Yeah.
But my good neighbor, Herb, he said, hey, want me to move that doghouse for you?
Where'd you move
So
it now?
guess what? We moved it yesterday.
It should just probably be on your sort of porch area.
No, we took it to the
A little bit
barn.
undercover. Oh, okay.
But in order to get it into the barn, we had to fix the barn door. So he was
that's
so handy.
needed
He got
to
it.
happen for a while.
I
now.
know. He got his tractor. He figured out everything that was wrong. And it wasn't just an issue of the track not having stops on it, so the door fell off.
Yeah.
It was the track had actually slid like, 5 inches or 10 inches to the right. So the door kept sliding, the rollers kept rolling off the end, but he managed to hammer it back together. So now it's one big continuous track and it can't fall off.
Wow.
And so he fixed
I need
that.
a Herb.
I know. He's so amazing. And we got that doghouse into the barn.
Wow.
That's a feeling of accomplishment.
I know. Maybe to save some angst, you should just get a dog.
Well, I've moved the doghouse into the barn, but I guess that's not a terrible place for it. The dog could go out to the barn to go into the doghouse, but then that sort of defeats the purpose. It's like 2 roofs. You got the barn roof.
It's probably cozier though. It's like a
It
wind
holds the
block
heat.
and a cozy little heat holding.
Yeah, because it's insulated. It's a nice doghouse. Yeah, I have been thinking twice, like, do I really want to sell this thing? Because I used to have this roommate, and her, she was bartering childcare for being my roommate. And her boyfriend, actually, he would come up and he'd be sort of bored when he visited. So he just decided one day he was going to build this doghouse for me. And so he took all the scrap plywood, but the only plywood I had was like 3/4 inch. It was really, really heavy. And he made this huge doghouse that now, you cannot move it without a tractor.
Don't you have another doghouse out back?
That's a cat house.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a very small doghouse, and you've never had a dog so small.
Yeah, I got the small one at a yard sale. A small dog could fit in it, but it's mostly a cat, like, holding area.
Do they even go in it ever?
I've seen them sometimes just for fun. They might jump in it. It's fun. It's like a toy, a cat playhouse.
Okay.
And I like to look at it because it makes me feel like I have a complex.
Right.
Like I've got
You
like
have
all
a
these
complex.
outbuildings, including the cat house, and then now the dog house is in the barn, and then we got the, stuff everywhere. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, your weird growths in your tree.
Yeah.
My uncle Danny, who's an entomologist and also he takes care of UMass's orchard and is like a tree expert, thinks that it's actually a weird form of mistletoe that grows here.
Good
I didn't know any
Lord.
mistletoe grew here at all, but he says it does.
That's like a California thing.
And it's a parasitic.
Well, what does that say?
He
my
said it could be.
complex-
I think it's mistletoe, and I said no, it's not mistletoe because it's actually the tree. Like we went in there and looked, and it's actually the tree's little.
Yes.
the trees.
You know what it's
own
like? It's like
branches.
It's like ingrown toenails.
And he said that's what the mistletoe does around here. It actually implants in the tree and grows out of it. So it's like it would look that way to us even if it was mistletoe.
Complex has a
or
parasite.
Witches. Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. He didn't
What
sound
else?
super concerned, like it might just go away on its own eventually.
I think
Somebody collects those though. You could actually, if you're feeling very down and out, you can cut those and sell them.
Really? For what?
Money.
But
I don't know. I don't know what people would want them for.
What would you use a parasitic
'Cause
branch?
It's like witch's
of a
broom or
spruce
whatever,
tree.
and they use it for craft projects or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody collects them.
All right.
Someone said that on our Facebook page, and I can't remember who it was and why.
I think I'm not going to do that. Remember I said I was busy?
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to
I'm just
take
saying,
that on.
if you need
Let the parasites just do their
some
thing out there.
extra dough, you could be like, I'll go and sell my parasitic tree growth.
My property is so full of peaceful vibrations that all the animals come, even the parasites, because they know they won't be killed. They will just be able to do what they do in perpetuity.
All right.
With unsequestered. I mean, what's the word?
I don't know.
Unmolested. We do not molest parasites at my place.
But they do molest you sometimes.
I guess so. They do. Big ones. The big parasites.
I thought I was going to get like a stomach bug this week because I kind of felt like the milk that was on my cereal was vaguely sour.
That shouldn't make you sick.
But I ate it anyway. I just
Good for
didn't
you.
drink the milk. I just ate the cereal that was more dry because I just didn't want to deal with
That was yogurt.
And the milk had not expired at all. It was like 3 days before the expiring time, but it was definitely had a weird tang to it. So I threw it away after that because sometimes when you shop at BJ's, even though the milk says it's not expired, it really is expired.
Why are you telling me this? What's the point of this story?
I think it started with parasites.
No, it gets you getting a stomach. You didn't get sick. You're telling me
didn't.
how
I
you're
didn't
telling
get
me how
sick.
you did not get sick from the
As
sour
I kept
milk.
eating it, I said, "Wow, I'm probably going to get sick because I keep tasting a vague taste of sour milk." But
And
I
what kind of cereal was it?
Frosted Flakes?
I cannot believe you're still eating that.
No, what? Still, this is
Stop.
different. No, I swore off Fruit
Did you
Loops
really-
and Corn Pops. Frosted Flakes seems like less
Because it's
seems
more
a little
flaky.
more benign.
It looks actually like a flake, which seems
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
as compared to like an O. Or
Yeah.
wait, a Fruit Loop. Like a loop.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like edible.
Well, it isn't probably, but sometimes I go for rice checks because they have no sugar on them at all, and I just sprinkle my own little sugar on the top.
They have sugar. Look at the ingredients.
I
They have
know.
corn syrup, I'm sure.
But they don't taste like sugary.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like to give people a hard time about what they eat because we all need comfort food. And if that's your comfort food.
I try not to eat them as much as possible, but I was eating the Frosted Flakes.
I have comfort food. I get those icky muffins, or table talk pies. You know that about me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's like a secret that shh, don't tell anybody that because that stuff
We
is
got one of those
bad.
trays of
Yeah.
Freihofer's
But
cheese
but
Danish
there's
the other
if
day.
you go to Will's store, like I go down to Will's store to get the tuna fish for the cats, right? And the half and half because I'm always running out of half and half.
Yep.
So much good stuff happens there. Like I saw Spike again, but he did not ask me about the pigs, and I was so happy. Because I don't know what I have nothing else to say about it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So,
ya.
and then the other night, I have this fancy accountant whose office is up in the state capitol, right? Fancy accountant.
Wow.
So the other night, I'm in Will's store, just, shuffling around and looking for, see if there's any like muffins or anything in the back there. And there's my accountant. He's got like a bottle of whiskey in his right hand. And he's holding it by the neck. He's holding it by
There's
the
no
neck.
whiskey at Will's.
Well, there's some kind of alcohol. He's got one in one hand and he's got one in the other hand. And
he
he's
just needs that to deal with your paperwork.
well, he's got a big smile on his face. He kind of looks like Santa Claus, and he's on his way to he's slipping out the back door to go to a poker game. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Like one of Will's poker games?
I don't know. Does Will have poker games?
He has card games. I'm not sure about poker.
Do they have them upstairs?
Uh-huh.
Wow. I find out things the hard
John
way.
used to, before me. John was
All these things-
always included in Will's card games.
Really? I could live in Chelsea for like 30, 40, 50 years. I could die in Chelsea, and I would never have known that unless you had told me. And there's so much. If I didn't know that, think of all the other things I didn't know and will never know about the town I live in.
Oh.
Okay, it's time for another song.
I have no idea what I've scribbled on my list here. All right, what
Well,
are you gonna play?
you have a whole song's worth to figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, I've got something called "Merrily Kiss the Quaker," and that's a traditional fiddle tune, or it's a traditional tune. And this I recorded years ago with Eric Goodenough and his brother Mark. And I hope it's loud enough. I never kind of mixed it to be loud, but let's see what we get.
That seemed super Christmassy.
Wow, that was nice. Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a long time, and I found the files, and pulled them out.
Some instruments just have a season that they work for, and flutes seem Christmassy, don't they?
That Celtic flute.
Yeah.
Flute and guitar. I have a question. I need your opinion. Sort of a personal growth thing.
Okay.
So a friend of mine posted on Facebook, and if you know who it is, don't say, because what I'm about to say is not. Well, anyway.
Okay.
So my friend usually posts like nature shots and city skylines.
Yep, got it. Know who it is.
So he posted this different kind of a photo. And it was like is it a 360 photo? You know what I mean? Where you can kind of
like
you can
fisheye, you mean?
Well, you click on it and you can kind of move the picture around and see like a bigger panorama.
Oh, the panorama. Yeah, the scroll. It is a 360.
Okay, so he's got this 360 shot, and it's basically a motel room with rumpled sheets. Right? There's no people in it, but the title, the caption, was "Remnants of Love."
Okay, so what's your question here? Do you want me to explain the birds of bees to you?
I just could imagine that this little photo was not going to go over too well on his Facebook page, and I was really kind of surprised that he had put it there. I just wonder, what do you think about that?
Maybe it was the equivalent of like drunk texting.
Right. Like he was a little bit out of his mind with love, perhaps, when it happened.
I do this thing on Facebook where all of my posts, like it's odd, the default is just the little lock that put on private.
Oh.
So every time I write a post,
You have to
it's
make
on
it
private. So I have to literally think about it. And I don't usually. If I know I'm like sad or mad or it's late at night, I leave it on that lock until the next morning and read it again. If it's some thing I want to say, that's usually a bad sign. Okay. If it's a cutesy, blah, 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 fine.
Let it go.
Unlock it, let it
fly.
go.
Yeah.
If it's something I want to say, I leave it locked for a day and then look at it again and say,
that sense of urgency.
I don't really think I want people to know that I have that to say, so I just leave it locked forever. So
Yeah.
if anyone scrolled the way Facebook, my homepage looks to me, it's very different than how it looks in public because I put all my venti stuff and then I just leave it locked so nobody can see it but me.
That's brilliant. I don't do that.
Well,
I'm an open
you don't
book.
have to.
I'm just like, what you see is what you get. And I'm not, I don't know. I don't talk like super personally. I talk more philosophically. I'm a Sagittarian, you know. I mean, I might tell you that I skied out in the woods or something, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm thinking about or not. No, because a lot of times it's like songwriters kind of, it's a mashup. Like when you write, when you make art, it's a bit of a mashup between a lot of different people in your life. And it's not, you know, you kind of smush it all together.
Some vagueness.
Yeah, you might start out thinking about one person and then it shifts, like in the writing process, it starts to shift to another person. And you just incorporate like where the most lively imagery is happening. Sort of, you can feel it emotionally. It's almost like dowsing when you're writing. You kind of get excited.
You follow a little scent.
You do. You definitely do. And you kind of know when you're on the scent and you can follow it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can even take a break and get a coffee and then come back and you're still on the scent. And that's when you know you're in the flow. You're kind of in the flow of it. But I don't really post like I think that when you post about your husband or your wife or your lover, it's kind of tricky business. It's tricky.
Yeah. I don't do that either.
I once said on Facebook, I said, this is my best hiking partner. You know, like I was so proud of my best hiking partner, but I was really reluctant to even say that much.
Yeah.
That was like going a little too far almost to say somebody was the best something.
You don't like labels for yourself or for the people in your life, so that's why maybe.
Yeah.
Labels seem to limit people. If you label somebody as something, like that's all that they appear to be like it's belittling if you say like I don't know, because obviously they're more than that.
Everybody's more.
I had someplace I was going with that and it's completely
that's okay, but I think everybody's more than that.
But the thing I couldn't read on the bottom of my list says hermaphrodite gingerbread. I just realized it now.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Sorry, my Auntie Dawn likes to make anatomically, is that the right word? Correct? Gingerbread people?
I think
But she doesn't know when to, like, she just puts all the parts.
On both? Hermaphrodites, that's where that comes in.
Right. So.
How old is she?
Oh, I don't know, 60.
What, she's my age?
Yeah.
And she's doing that with her gingerbread people?
Yes,
to make what kind of a statement?
I don't know, but not all of them were. She just thinks it's funny. Not all of them were hermaphrodites, so it's tricky because when we took our gingerbread home last weekend, I brought them to another party, and I had to sort out. I sorted out all the ones that were inappropriate because I think I brought them to my clogging class for the kids.
You know what? I've never like thought that a gingerbread person could be inappropriate.
Well,
never crossed my mind somehow. That didn't get there. Yeah, no.
John had to scrub the entire backseat of our car this week because...
Did he put sheep in it?
Yes.
I knew it. That was a guess. That was a wild guess.
I was looking at his search history because I was looking up something and it was like how to get blood out of upholstery, and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, right.
Well, that was in his Google search history.
Yeah. And he had put, this is gross, sorry, because you're a vegetarian, but like it was a there were sheep parts in a garbage bag. He doesn't like to put the sheep parts that aren't used, like in the butchering process, like in the woods anymore, because even though it's very nice for the little animals out there, our dogs always find it, and we don't really want our dogs just gorging themselves on gross sheep parts. Like,
you should do what I do with my mice that I catch in my house. Just drive them like 2 miles away. I don't think your dogs.
Right. Well, he was just going to bring it to the dump because the dump is a couple miles away, and like he could have just thrown it in the woods. But it was anyway, sheep parts were in a garbage bag, and he thought the garbage bag was like frozen, and he put it in the back seat of the car instead of the trunk or on a tarp. And it wasn't frozen, and there was a hole in the bag, and it just gooed blood all over the back of the car.
That's what the back seat's for.
I know, but I was like, we just made a pact that for once we weren't going to totally make our car disgusting, and you just put
that was
a
foolish.
bleedy bag of sheep parts in the back
seat. That was foolish. He thought he should, maybe a tarp would have been a good idea.
I went through this whole thing, but he
had to find
was
he had to go
remorseful
find
enough
it.
to go and scrub the out of the seats.
Like, where are your tarps now? I had to finally put mine.
They're in the same barn that the sheep parts were in, I think.
Yeah, actually, my tarps are still accessible. My garden tarps, because God only knows spring is around the corner.
I wish.
We start gardening very soon.
No, but today's the solstice, right?
See?
Today's the time where the light is...
Exactly my point.
It seems like it takes so quick for it to get dark. Like, it just took us only like a little bit of time before it was... Like just a little while ago, it started getting dark, like bang, at like 4 o'clock.
Well,
and now it's going to take like months and months and months to get lighter. Like, that annoys me. Like, it's supposed to start getting lighter in the evening from now on, right? But it's not going to go as fast as it got darker.
Okay,
in the evening,
so this is
I feel cheated.
Okay, no. This is a time of year to slow down, to cultivate patience. Okay, because you know from experience that day is going to come in the spring. When all of a sudden you fling the doors open and the windows wide.
I'm kind of done with winter already. It started like months ago.
But you can't have that ecstatic moment of spring arriving. That realization that spring has actually arrived. If you don't go through this gestation period, this time of, the slumbering roots.
Well, I'm mad that it's raining because all the things that I actually look forward to in the winter are being ruined by the rain.
What's being ruined by the rain?
Go and ski or skate or something.
Look at how beautiful the rivers are. They're flooding almost.
They're flash flooding. Everyone's going to be
I know, but
the roads are going to be super icy tomorrow. Everyone's going to slide into the river. That's what's going to happen. The swollen, bloated river. Because all the ground is frozen, so there's nowhere for the water to seep in.
You don't have very much faith in your local town crew. If you think tomorrow... They have time to think this through. They're going to get out there with the sand trucks right at the perfect moment when the temperature's going down. They're going to put the sand in so it freezes in on the very top layer of the ice, and you're going to be just fine tomorrow. It's a fine science.
I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. It's fine, but I wanted to ski is all, and I'm now cranky.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something else fun.
We probably won't leave the house fun.
But it's a fun time. This is the fun time.
True. As
I mean,
long as
even
electricity
I'm fun.
stays on,
even I'm feeling fun. I'm feeling fun by myself. I'm feeling fun.
Crank up the Christmas music and turn on the tree.
Yeah, bring in the twig.
Decorate
the twig.
Decorate your twig. It's
I'm going to make
so
bookmarks.
forlorn out there.
I love making bookmarks.
Yeah, I think
it
you better
fulfills
get on it.
my deepest yearning to be a useful human on the planet. Because all those bookmarks travel out into the universe and they get put into books, and they make people read again and enjoy their reading.
Reading is good.
Yeah. It's a fine, fine, fine thing. There are so many fine things that we should consider.
You know what? I'm just looking at your tea bag.
Oh, I didn't even drink it today.
Thing.
I'm going to drink that.
He who wants a rose must respect the thorn. You know what? I've come to the point where I drink so much tea that I don't read the little proverb anymore. And that's a sad place. I don't look at the fortune cookie fortune.
I drink herb tea once on Friday mornings. That's how much I like herb tea. I hate herb tea. I mean, I like it when I'm doing it.
Does it have to be herb? I drink like fruit teas.
Yuck, that's a herb tea.
Like raspberry or lemon.
That's like real tea that's healthy for you. See, this is what's wrong with me. Is I have to have another person there and a teapot to actually enjoy tea. I can't enjoy it by myself. So I have to drink coffee because I have to stimulate myself if I'm alone. If I'm with somebody else, I can.
Why don't you switch it up to some like green tea that has lots of caffeine in it?
I hate green tea.
But you can get the flavored kind, like green tea. The pomegranate green tea is pretty good.
Sounds gross. It's like too many ingredients.
It's just pomegranate.
That's too many.
2?
It's too many. We have to go. We have to go. The show's over.
Thank God.
And you didn't get to say everything you had to say, but you can save some till next week.
I never have anything to say, so it's fine.
I guess we don't really have much to say.
John's going to pick me up because 2 of our cars are broken, as usual.
Yeah. And this has been a wonderful hour with you, Emily.
You too, Christina.
And everyone else.
Is this the last show this year? No, we have one more, right?
Yes.
Before the year is complete.
Everyone, have a great couple of 3, 4, 5 days.
They can have longer great days than that.
They can have as many as they want. And it might include Christmas, could be fun. Totally or not. Fun. It really depends what you decide to do with it. Go for a walk. Make a pot holder. I might make some pot holders
like
with
those old
the loops. Kind? Yeah, I've got a huge bag of those loops. It's the easiest Christmas gift you could make, and people love them, people.
No, so they don't. No one loves those.
I do. I do. If somebody gave me a pot holder, I would love it for 10 years or more.
Okay.
Okay, we got to get out of here.
I guess we do.
Everybody, thanks for listening. We got a song. I'm not going to tell you who did this song because the guy's kind of a creep, but he did this great song. No, I like the song. We recorded it at my place, and I still like the song, even though he's a creep. So here we go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Days they are the highway kind, they only come to leave. The leaving I don't mind, it's the coming that I crave. Throw the sun upon the ground, stands to throw a shadow. Watch it grow into a night, and feel the spinning sky. My time among the pine trees was like a breath of air. Usually I just walk these streets and tell myself to care. Sometimes I believe me, and sometimes I don't hear. Sometimes the shape I'm in won't let me go. I don't know too much for true, but my heart knows how to pound. My legs know how to love someone, and my voice knows how to sound. Shame that it's not enough, shame that it is a shame. Follow the circle down, where would you be? You're the only one I want, and I never knew your name. Hopefully we'll meet somewhere, if we don't it's all the same. I'll meet the ones between us and be thinking about you, and all the places I have been, and why you were not there. My days they are the highway kind, they only come to leave. The leaving I don't mind, it's the coming that I crave. Throw the sun upon the ground, it stands to cast a shadow. Watch it grow into a night, and feel the spinning sky.